welcome to Essay Writers tutorial series. In this tutorial we are going to look at presenter mode. So we've got started with a recent mind map and we've clicked on our tools option, which is where our presenter mode is. We are going to look into some options and different settings in presenter mode, but for now we're just going to click presenter and we can have a look at the default options that we have. So as a default, we have text view on the right and presenter mode for our mind map on the left. We can zoom into our mind map, we can zoom out using the control panel at the top left here. So it's just a unique way of presenting your ideas, your essay, your research documents, reports, anything that it is that you need to present to your fellow classmates or teaching staff, for example, just a little bit different to your standard PowerPoint. So it shows you the text alongside the visual map that you've done. It kind of follows your brain style, your brain sort of pattern and things like that. So to go through the map, to present each section, as you can see, when we click through next, it will move through our options on the map as well as moving down on the right hand side as well. So it will move through our text options on the right hand side. If we just keep clicking next. So if you're wanting to zoom into a particular area to follow it more closely, you can just zoom in using your control panel. And then again, we'll just click next all the way through and it will jump through each idea on your map on the left and the text on the right. You can go back just by clicking previous. And we do have a stop and rewind option as well, which just takes you right back to the start if you click rewind. Our stop option just stops the presentation, so you can click stop to take you back to your map view. If you want to get out of your presentation without pressing the stop button, you can just press the escape key on your keypad as well. So we'll go back to our tools where our presenter option is. So that is our basic presenter tool. However, you can make some changes to this just by clicking on document settings and presenter mode. We do go into more document settings in the documents and settings and options tutorial, which is also available on our YouTube channel and our website. But for this instance, we're just going to go through the options that we have for our presentation mode. So obviously the defaults, as you've just seen, are we use the full screen view, so you lose all of these toolbar options. You can keep those on if you want, it's just a case of ticking that off. I would often advise people to keep the full screen on, as it just avoids any further distractions for those who may be wanting to view the presentation, as well as for yourself as well. You can just stick to your map, to your text and to that control panel. We fit map to window, which is why our map went rather small on the left hand side. You can turn that off if you wish. However, it's absolutely fine to leave it on and just zoom into the map like we just have. It automatically defaults to a 3D view. If you prefer the 2D map, I've dragged this down. So if you prefer the look of this map, you can keep it that way. It doesn't have to switch to the 3D view. You just again tick that off. Rotation is just when it was skipping through the mind map. So as you saw it sort of spinning around that map, that's where you can just take that off as well if you're not a fan of that spin and that rotation. As a default, our screen split, so we had our map on the left and our text was on the right. You can change that to be top and bottom or the opposite way, left and right. Again, whichever way you prefer. You might have to consider the room setup, for example. If you are in a room setup where the screen is in a slightly different angle and you want people to focus more on the text, is it better to maybe split that screen the other way? So just thinking about how you like to work and what environment you are in. You can surround an active idea by the box. So when we were on our mind mapping tool, you saw a black box come around the heart option. I can show you that quickly now if you did miss it. So as you can see, that black box that comes around our health option there, that is our option here. So you can turn that off if you don't want that black box around there. If you want to change the colour, change the colour. If you want it a thicker box to focus more in that particular area, you can make that thicker. Again, it's just totally customizable to you. Control options, our panel was in the top left. With our buttons, you can change it to top right, bottom left, bottom right. Again, either depending on how you prefer to work or depending on your room setup and your environment. Button size as standard is normal, however you can maybe reduce that to tiny and take the focus off that control panel if you're wanting people to focus on your map and your text. If you have visual difficulties, or any of the people you are presenting to might have visual difficulties, you can change these nodules to sort of large and extra large icons as well. So you can use an automatic mode. So when I went through the presenter mode and we were clicking next to move us through the options, if you click automatic mode, it will instantly move through those options for you. So if I reduce that to 20 seconds, so it's going to move a bit quicker for us, and I click OK. When we go on to presenter mode, I don't have to click next, it will just move around for me. So if I move into that map, and we'll get it started. So when 20 seconds elapses, it should move over without us clicking our next option, because we've got that automatic tool on. So what we'll do is we'll just let it run through a couple of options so you can see that automatic feature in action. This is really useful if you don't want to use that control panel and you just want to leave it and let the presentation mode kind of do that work for you. However, if you do feel that you want to focus on specific areas a little bit longer than others, it may be better for you to just manually click next through those options yourself. It can be really good to practice your presentations with. So if, for example, you have a 10-minute presentation and you need to spend a minute per slide, for example, so you know you have 10 slides that you have to spend a minute on, but you're not quite sure exactly how much you can say within a minute, if you can fit it all in within a minute, anything like that, you can use this automatic tool to time yourself per section, so you will know that when that section moves to the next one, that's your minute up, and then you can kind of judge yourself, have I included everything I wanted to, was I actually a little short on time, did I have too much time, and it's a good tool to practice with as well, even if you don't use it for the final presentation, because you can often find that if you use it when presenting, it might just skip forward a little bit if you found that you've maybe sort of stuck on a certain point, and someone may have questions as well, so it's always good to be able to have that ability to sort of go through in your own pace when actually presenting. But it is a good tool if you want to get through things nice and quickly and have that pressure kind of taken off. You can click rewind and it will rewind you back to the start, or whichever one you want to click on, it will start you there. Again, you can press stop on your control panel or escape on your keyboard to take yourself back to the main map. So that is everything on presenter mode. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. As always, there's more videos and tutorials on our YouTube page and on our website. You're welcome to contact us through our website as well should you have any questions, and we're always happy to help and answer any questions you may have, any concerns you may have. Just give us an email.